that time, another gruesome murder. Last month in New Hampshire, 4 teenagers were arrested for hacking a woman to death with a machete. Her 11-year-old daughter survived the attack. The lead suspect was wearing a horrorcore t-shirt when he was arrested. On his MySpace page, he called himself a Juggalo for life.
Some testimony from Quinn Glover. On the stand, the 18-year-old describes defendant Stephen Spader's behavior after the machete attack on Kimberly Cates and her daughter Jamie in their Mount Vernon home.
He seemed like he had just gotten off a roller coaster, an adrenaline rush. He came out carrying a machete, the machete that was covered with hair and blood. I told him that we were making too much noise, and he told me that 2 people are dead. I think we've made enough noise.
Glover testified that night he, Spader, Chris Gribble, and Billy Marks broke in through the basement. After cutting power, he says they used this iPod belonging to Jamie Cates to light their way. Glover says he watched Spader and Gribble walk into Kim Cates' bedroom, but covered his ears when he heard what was happening.
I heard screaming. I think I heard Jamie run. I heard cries for help, begging, no, please.
Glover says he never actually saw the attack, only the aftermath. He saw Jamie lying still on the floor, tangled in the curtains. Kim Cates was sprawled on the bed, her chest and neck covered in blood.
She was moving slightly and moaning.
Glover says Spader actually joked that Kim Cates had woken up only to be hacked to death. After the murders, he testified they went through the house and stole jewelry. He says Spader was obsessed with killing and talked about it all the time.
He wanted to break into houses, steal stuff, kill people, stay the night, and make scenes for the press with their bodies.
Stand by telling the jury that Stephen Spader bragged to him about killing someone in Mount Vernon.
In the trailer with the defendant, did he say that he hacked the up with a machete?
Yes, he did.
He also said that Spader was euphoric about the alleged killing and the thrill it gave him.
What kinds of things was the defendant saying?
What they had done, like how happy they were doing it, and they were also planning to do it again.
Spike said that these events happened hours after the murder of Kimberly Cates, and he also remembers seeing a bloody machete in Christopher Gribble's car. But
asking Stephen Spader to stand up, she didn't just sentence him, she let him know exactly what she thought of his crimes.
I could go on for days and days and days about the depth of your depravity, but it is sufficient to say that you belong in a cage. For that reason, I am sentencing you consecutively to the maximum penalties which apply to your remaining convictions to ensure that you stay in that cage for the rest of your pointless life.
Judge Jillian Abramson said she considered whether there were any mitigating factors in this horrific crime and found none, but did find plenty of aggravating circumstances in the sentencing of Stephen Spader.
Those aggravating circumstances are exponential in number, including but not limited to your threatening behavior towards witnesses right here in this courtroom during the trial, requiring this court on 3 separate occasions to admonish you.
The judge said she had no discretion on sentencing in the first-degree murder charge. Under New Hampshire law, it's life in prison with no possibility of parole. I'm Kelly Tuthill.